What's up, everyone? This is Dale from Upstate Bets and DFS. I'm here with my partner Riaz, bringing you guys this three-game slate for NBA on a Tuesday. We're here on Prize Picks. We're back again. If this is your first time playing Prize Picks, you can sign up using promo code Upstate. You get a free $100 deposit match. Well, that's up to $100. So if you deposit $100, you get $100 back to play with. So that's an awesome deal. And if you never played before, it's extremely simplified DFS. You can pick between certain categories like points, rebounds, assists, three-pointers made. You can hop over to fantasy score. Some guy like Steph Curry tonight is at 45.5 projected fantasy score. You can look at his game log here. You can plug that in, and then you can put that in a flex play or a power play. You can string things together and 5x, 10 extra money. So, like I said, there's no sharks. Extremely simple. You can mix and match sports. So, like I said, promo code Upstate is listed down below. If you want to sign up using that, that'd be awesome. And this is it, man. This is NBA. This is only a three-gamer. We do cover NFL every week, and we do cover the Thursday night game. So expect that video out tonight, early Wednesday morning if you're into NFL. This is how the schedule is for NBA, man. So it goes like 3 games to 10, back to like 13, and down to 3 to 4. So this one will be a little bit quicker of a video. Sometimes the videos are like 25, 30 minutes. This one should be a little bit quicker, but either way, enjoy this one. Riaz is going to start us off with points, and let's hear it.
Yeah, the first guy I like is Tyrese Maxey. It seems to me that no matter if Joel Embiid's in or Tobias Harris, his usage does not go down. His line's sitting at 16 and a half, averaging almost 18 on the season, and surprisingly, he shoots around 40% from three and 51% from the field. And if you just kind of look at his last 3 games, he's smashed this number, and he's done it multiple times so far this year. I mean, he plays a ton of minutes. We saw the past 2 games, he's played over 40 minutes, which is just incredible. Kind of a tougher matchup against Utah, but I think with his speed, he's gonna get to the basket a ton of times, and he makes plays on defense where he gets out on the fast break and gets a couple quick layups for you. So definitely like this 16 and a half.
Love Maxi here, especially just because of the minutes, man. And just minutes is money, man. Minutes, the volume, just being out there, he has the ability just to score. His percentages look good. He's not shooting a ton of three-pointers, but shooting 40% from deep, you love to see it. Obviously, shooting a really good percentage on the season, a 50% field goal percentage. And, like you said, he's been smashing these past couple games. I've been on him pretty much since he's been getting the usage uptick since Embiid's been out. So I like him here in this spot again. It is tough going against Utah, but I think 16 is pretty shallow for him. Just the amount of minutes he's getting, upwards of like almost 45, which is like literally insane. So we're going to plug him in there in the over. And then who do you like outs, Riaz?
Yeah, I like Derek White. Kind of having a subpar season. His line's sitting at 11 and a half. I like the line just on the sole fact that he does take a bunch of shots, double-digit shot attempts in every single game besides 2, and that was not the last one. He had 10, but the 2 before the last. He only shot the ball 5 and 6 times, but he's shooting pretty poor from the field. 38% from the field, 31 from 3, which you don't really love, but we saw last year and the year before Derek White just be an awesome talent, scores probably 15, 20 points a game, and I think he's gonna start getting it going here soon. Love the matchup against the Clippers. I think there's gonna be a lot of points scored in this game. He's gonna get a lot of run. Even though he's not playing particularly well this year, he's still playing 30, 32 minutes a game, which you really love to see. And I think that line is definitely fair, but I think he just has a great game tonight, and we've seen plenty of times this year where he's gotten over the mark. I mean, season high 17. He started off the season strong, and he's just kind of on a downslope right now. But love the matchup, and I think he gets it right tonight.
I hope he just plays a little bit more. What you notice is that he plays a lot more in closer games rather to like blowouts. So this is a game that should stay relatively close. A bigger game against the Clippers. So I think this game should stay close. So I expect Derek White to get his typical run tonight. And if he's out there, he's going to be throwing up shots. So I don't mind him here at 11. Hopefully he can get a couple threes going. If he can get that going, I think you should be on your way here to hit the over. So let's just hope he gets some good run tonight, which we expect him to get some solid run. So other than that, the big game up top, man. Warriors Nets. Biggest game of the night, 222 implied total for that game. Do you like any of these guys, man? I think the guy that I'm on the most, and it pains me to say it, but I like Harden here, man. You can't even really just. I can't even show you the game log really to kind of just give you why I like Harden here, because he's been playing well, and that's typically coming off of bad teams. Like he only plays well, and hits this against subpar teams. So this is a better team in Golden State, and it's one of those gut things, man. Like everyone knows who Harden is, and everyone knows that he's had a crappy season. Obviously, like it started off with the whole free throw thing, and he just. I mean, his percentages are good. He's just not getting to the line as much as he usually does. So, he's still averaging 19 and a half on the season. Under this, usually we don't target guys who are like below their average, because this is like almost Harden's like ceiling for the season so far. So I just like him in the spot, man. I expect obviously the highest total on the slate. The points got to come from somewhere, so I don't mind him here. And then you got the two guys, Curry and Durant, both at the same line. Curry can just smash any given night, and really it's just a matter like he can get it either way from deep, or just get into the line, get into the hole. And I think both these guys are viable to smash tonight, but I think one of the two. Like I don't think it's gonna be both are gonna hit over this, so it's a little tough. But I prefer Harden out of the bunch.
Yeah, I mean we know Harden's struggling this year. Really not shooting the ball that great, but not horribly. But if I were to pick anyone, it would probably be Durant, just because um, he's just been incredible so far this year. Just smashing the points totals, uh, making a ton of threes. I mean, he's shooting 42% from three, which is pretty great. Um, hitting a bunch, even though he's really only taking about 2-3 a game, which is kind of surprising. But I mean, I love the little revenge narrative. I know he's been off Golden State. This is his second year off, but he still loves to just go crazy against Golden State. Him and Steph go back and forth. So this is gonna be an awesome game. But out of the bunch, I would much rather play Durant over the 30 and a half.
And then you have Draymond at 8.5 too. Should play more minutes in a bigger game. Like some usually plays around like 28, 30 minutes a night, but in a bigger game, they're probably gonna need him on Durant, and like it could get a little chippy. So like I don't mind Draymond in just like a bigger spot. We know how he like steps up for stuff like this. Obviously know what he can do on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see where he's at on fantasy score, because I probably won't mind taking his fantasy score if it's a little bit lower. But points is someone you could take, it's something you could take a stab at there. But we'll hop over to rebounds. And who do you like here, Riaz?
Yeah, the first guy I like is Andrew Wiggins. We've kind of seen him get going, grabbing a bunch of boards. I mean, it's been great to see. He's only averaging 4 on the season. His line's sitting at 4.5. But if you just kind of look at his last couple of games, his last two he's gotten over at 6 and 7. But like you said, this is going to be a high-scoring game. A bunch of shots are going to be thrown up, and 4.5 just seems a little too low. Andrew Wiggins is a big guy for a shooting guard. You could definitely see him go out there and grab 6 or 7 boards, and I think that's what he does here tonight. Brooklyn's not the best rebounding team. Lamarcus Aldridge is pretty slow in his old age, down low, and we know Durant and Harden crash the boards, but if they're shooting threes, they're not going to be down there to grab any boards, and I think this is where Andrew Wiggins is just going to clean it up.
Yeah, we'll plug him in there at the over, and then other than that, you got some two big men here, and Gobert and Drummond. Drummond's a guy I probably like a little bit more in that matchup. Gobert's been dealing with a lot of foul trouble lately. Just every time I play him, obviously he can smash the glass, but it's just the foul trouble is what's been like kind of weaning me off of him. If you got another guy here, Riaz, go for it.
Yeah, I like Keldon Johnson. His line's sitting at 6.5. That's kind of right on his average. I mean, he does average 6.5 boards, so the line's super fair. But we've seen him go off where he's grabbing 11, 12 boards this game. at times, but he has a lot of games where he's only getting 2 or 4 boards. But I think for them to really, for the Spurs to really win this game, he's got to be crashing the boards, get a handful of offensive boards, get a couple putbacks, and I think he's going to have an awesome game tonight. I think he grabs 8, 9, possibly 10. Just has a monster double double tonight. Kendall Johnson's definitely one I'm going to be looking at a lot.
Yeah, his ceiling for rebounds is solid too, man. So as long as the opportunity's there, like you said, it should be a pretty solid high scoring game. Not the highest on the slate, but obviously, I mean, there's only 3 games, so I don't mind him here in that spot either. Take the over on that, and then we'll hop over to assists. Um, Harden jumps out to me a little bit just because, he's been killing that the past couple games. 14, 12, 13. Amazing playmaker, runs the pick and roll, just like the best in the league, in my opinion, in that statistic. But really, the guy I want to highlight is Mike Conley here. He's been an awesome playmaker this season, an awesome addition to the Jazz, since he's joined there. That was last year. And he plays, like we always talk about Rubio, Chris Paul, but we got to throw the true point guard, reigns over to Mike Conley as well, in that category because, he really is just a solid point guard for this team. Takes a lot of load off the scoring for Donovan Mitchell from night to night too. Really, he can go out there and score 30 points in a night. But him as a playmaker fits so well in this offense. Between dishing it down low to Gobert, kicking it out to someone like Ingles or Bogdanovich as a shooter, and as well as just like giving the ball isolation wise and just running the offense. It's just awesome to see Mike Conley out there playing. Sometimes I take him in the points category and he kills me, but I haven't gotten burned from him yet in assists, so I hope I don't jinx myself here. But I really like him over 5.5.
Yeah, and if you just even look at his last couple of games, I mean, he's just absolutely smashed this line. And like you said, he's got a lot of playmakers around him for him to rack up the assists because he's not the scorer on this team. Um, I like that one a lot. The one that I'm on, I got 2 here. I like Steph Curry. His line's sitting at 5.5. So he surprisingly gets a ton of assists, with him kind of being the primary scorer for this team. But his average is at 6, almost 7. And it's really because there's been a lot of games where he's gotten 1, 2 assists a game. But, well, I shouldn't say a lot, but 2 or 3 games. But other than that, he's gotten 7, 8, 10, just smashing the assist category, which is awesome to see. And like we touched on earlier, there's going to be a lot of points going on in this game, and they definitely want to get Andrew Wiggins involved. And I mean, Steph Curry's the primary ball handler, so he's the one making the plays, pulling up from 3. Definitely in a great spot in this game.
I think we see the line low just because like the floor is a little low, so I don't mind this spot either. And like I said, uptick spot in terms of pace, should be a lot of points scored. And if Poole can get his thing going, this is a spot where he can get like a couple assists just to Poole. We haven't talked Poole at all on any of his lines, but they're pretty much all just fair. Nothing really jumps out to me tonight for Jordan Poole, but Curry is definitely in a solid spot to get over this, so I'm gonna plug him in there. And if there's anyone else here that you like for assists, you can go ahead or we can move on.
Yeah, the last guy I want to talk about is my guy Dejante Murray. He has been smashing all year. Love the line at 6.5. I think that's a great line for him. Averaging 8 assists a game. I mean, he's a triple double guy. Even if he doesn't get the rebounds, it seems like he always gets pretty close to 10 assists this year, which is just incredible. Love the game. The Spurs are a young team. They like to go fast. The uptake in this game is going to be incredible. He's going to be slinging the ball around. Johnson's been playing great. Love to see Derek White on the corner catch a couple pull-up threes from Murray. And Thaddeus Young has been awesome coming off the bench for them. So he's got a lot of guys he can dish the ball to. And I think that line is just too low for me. And that's what I'm going to be on a lot on my power and flex plays tonight.
No doubt, we've been on Murray a lot this season so far. His line in the points is 17.5. Like we said, it's literally at 17.5 every single game. So it's something you just don't feel like super like down on taking. You don't feel like super hype about taking it either. It's just there. It's just like always a solid flex play option. It's just like taking like a Curry 3-pointer line. It's just there. It's just like 50% of the time he's hitting it. So it's like, but for the assist though, I like this one, man. It's under his average. We like targeting stuff like that. It's a solid matchup too, so I don't mind this spot at all for Dejante Murray. So we're gonna move on to 3-pointers made. A little bit more shallow of a category. Um, for me personally, I'm not really on nobody here. Like, to be honest, like I like the Curry line and the Durant line are both pretty fair, but just the volume of shots that Durant takes from deep kind of steers me away a little bit. I know he's hitting them at an awesome percentage, and he could put up a little bit more tonight. Don't get me wrong. And same with Curry. I mean, there's been games he shot 23 pointers this season. He's probably the one I feel most comfortable taking, especially in just a flex play. But other than that, I'll let you go for it, Riaz.
I got two guys here. I'm going to start off with Kevin Durant. Like I touched on earlier, I do like his points, and him and Steph are going to go back and forth tonight. I think games against Golden State, he probably takes the most threes. He usually takes just because he knows that the Golden State Warriors just love to take threes, and to keep up with that, you got to make threes on your own. We know Harden's struggling, so they're going to rely on Durant a lot in this game. And at 2.5, I really like that line a lot. We've seen him get the three a bunch of times this year. And the last guy I want to talk about is someone I was on for the points, and that's Derek White. His line's sitting at 1.5. He had a pretty bad game against the Lakers. He only had 9 points, and he got 2 threes in that game. So even if he only scores like 13, 10 points, he's going to make the threes. I think he's going to have an unbelievable game. I think he puts up 20, maybe even 25 tonight. Definitely on Derek White. So not much more I could say. I like him a lot in the threes.
Derek White, yeah, just if we're expecting him to get the usage tonight, like, and especially get a little bit more run, he's in a solid spot too. Just a guy that's he's probably gonna take. Hopefully, if he plays a lot, he can take like 6 to 7. That'd be awesome to see, especially the guy that's at 1.5. So don't mind that spot either. It's probably one of the best on the board at that line. He obviously is the lowest here. Everyone's at like 2 or higher, so White's not in a bad spot. We'll hop over to fantasy score. You kind of correlate these with some of the guys that we've been talking about regardless. The first guy I'm talking about is Maxey, just because of minutes and the usage, realistically. But I like him a little bit more in points. He doesn't. He's a decent playmaker. He's not going to do much outs for you out there. If he can rack up a couple, steals and whatnot, you definitely can get over this. But I just think regardless, his floor is pretty much at 30. Like, we haven't seen him. Obviously, we see him um, get the 29, or whatever, 28.9 last game. But realistically, since Embiid's been out, this is pretty much like his floor. So I don't mind taking the over here in the spot.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Maxey just destroy so far this year, so definitely 30, 30 and a half is a great line for him. One that I'm on, which is it's kind of a weird one considering he doesn't play a ton of minutes, but he gets his fantasy score up even when he only plays 20, 22 minutes, and that's Lamarcus Aldridge. I think they're going to need his scoring in this game to keep up with Golden State. His line's sitting at 23.5, and with Claxton still being out, he's been taking advantage of that run. I would love to see him get to 30 minutes. I don't think that's going to happen, but if you just kind of look at the games where he's played 20, 25 minutes, he's gotten right around 30, 28 fantasy scores. So I love the matchup. I love the run he's going to get in this game. I think this game's going to stay pretty close where they're going to need him out there just as like a veteran guy, kind of leading this team. I know they got Harden and Durant, but you need a good guy down low that's able to score, and he's just the king of the mid-range jumpers.
Aldridge, I was looking at him. What makes me nervous is, if the Nets decide to go extremely small, because the Warriors do play small. I think regardless, he should get like 20 to 25 minutes tonight, and I think that's a spot where he can definitely get over. I don't know if there's anyone else here you like, but I got one more guy at the bottom, and that's Eric Bloodsow. Just honestly, like definitely like a low key pick here. But he's just been playing a lot of minutes and he's been smashing over the past couple of games, 32, 37. Um, he's just been playing well. He had the 40-point game, the 40-point fantasy score game against Minnesota. Tonight it's a solid spot against the Spurs. Like you said, they play a little bit faster. Should be a decent amount of points scored tonight. He's just been getting the run, man. So if he's going to continue to get 36, sometimes even 40 minutes, and he's been scoring the ball well, man. He 21 points in 2 of the last 5. Does a little bit more for you too. He's a decent playmaker. And, he's not stepping out, really hitting a lot of threes, but 2 in the last couple games is nice to see. So 25 for Eric Bloodsow, I think is pretty low for tonight. I like him over here.
Yeah, I just got 2 guys I'm going to touch on pretty quick. To keep it in the same game with Lamarcus Aldridge, right next to him, I really like Andrew Wiggins. He's been playing really well as of late. It's kind of how we thought he was going to play. We know they're thinking about trading him just because when Klay Thompson comes in, there's really no fit. But Andrew Wiggins knows he's a great player, scores the ball really well, grabs boards, gets assists, and 27.5 is just a little too low for me for the upside that he has. And then the last guy that I'm on is someone I really like, and that's Devin Vessel. He is a great talent, young guy out of Florida State, averages about 25, 26 fantasy score on the season. His line's sitting at 19.5. He's just a great guy that the Spurs they throw him off, they throw him in off the bench, scores the ball, gets assists, gets steals. He's just electric when he gets out there, and the fact that his line's sitting at 19 is kind of crazy because he averages almost 13 points a game, grabs 4 boards a game, and 1 assist, and he's averaging a steal a game, which is incredible. So Vessel's definitely a guy I'm on for fantasy score.
But getting some solid run of late. He's got the hot hand, too, in the offense, really. 15, 20, 19 points scored the last couple of games. Double-digit shot attempts. Shooting the ball from deep well, too, man. I don't mind Vassell here at all. He's in a solid spot as well. So I wish I could, see a prop for him in the points category rather than just your fantasy score, but I think this is good enough. 19, some guy that he's been getting this just in points, so I think this is definitely solid. Averages a steal on the season too, which is nice to see. So I like Vassell here for sure over 19.5, and I think that'll wrap things up for him, man. Are you good, Riaz?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a small slate, but there's some solid games here. This Warriors and Brooklyn game is definitely going to be one to watch. So we're excited about this game. We're excited about the picks for tonight. Like I said, we talk about a lot of different ones. None of them are particularly locked, so we hope that be responsible with the picks. There's some that we were really on yesterday. That we had a good night last night. I'm not gonna lie. But there was a couple that we were on, like the Miles Turner pick that just. Some things just don't hit, man. Turner, you can't predict Turner to go out there and shoot 4 shots and shoot 1 for 4. I mean, realistically, like, just crazy things happen. People fall out, injuries, whatever. But last night for Miles Turner, that was just, I don't even want to talk about it. It was just
That was
shit.
a rough game.
Yeah, for sure. But regardless, man, thank you for all the continued support. Let's keep everything rolling. We'll see you tomorrow for the Wednesday slate, and also we'll see you tomorrow for NFL, the Thursday night game. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.